how strong was Garry Kasparov when he was only 14 years old. We live in Magnus era, where everybody thinks that Magnus is the goat of chess without any doubts. But I have some doubts about this. And Magnus himself also have some doubts about this. He actually mentioned in several interviews that he thinks that probably Kasparov is the best in the history of the game. But why many chess fans think that Carlsen is the GOAT? With all respect, in my eyes, I guess that many chess fans are not familiar with Garry Kasparov games and they does not know his chess power. Magnus is phenomenal. In terms of results, I guess he's the best. But in terms of games and in terms of the way you play, the style you play chess, I mean, Garry Kasparov's style, his dominance, his energy, you can feel it even through the chess moves. And in this video and in this game, I'm trying to convey this energy and to give you the pleasure of one of the best Garry Kasparov games when he was only 14 years old. He's playing against the grandmaster of chess, Elmar Magaramov, in Baku, 1977. And it's a fantastic chess game. Just watch it till the end and let me know what you think about the GOAT of chess after you watch this video. Let's go and start from the beginning. Magaramov started this game with knight to f3, knight to f6. Gary's favorite openings are King's Indian and Grunfeld, but in this game, he was only 14 years old and he goes for the Queen's Gambit. We have Queen's Gambit, main lines, bishop to e7, bishop to g5, castle, and after e3, he goes for this, I guess, Tarakanov variation, h6, chasing the bishop. White retreats the bishop to h4, and Garry plays b6. And this is one of the best ways to play against Queen's Gambit. So if you're playing with the black pieces, just follow what Garry played. He tries to fianchetto the bishop on the long diagonal, and every single position he wants to play c5, attack the center, or if white develops the bishop, he wants to take on c4 and gaining a tempo from this bishop. This is why Magaramov in this game goes for queen b3. He's trying to use this d5 pawn. So now he's attacking it. White has the threat to take on f6. Black plays bishop b7, but white here takes on f6. A very clever decision. Remember, he's a chess grandmaster, and this is all theory, so they know the theory. And after bishop takes f6, he takes on d5. And by doing so, he managed to blockade this bishop. And now this pawn on d5 is not also a very nice pawn. I mean, if you're going to defend it with c6, yes, you can, but then you hinder the activity of the bishop. Magaramov, he was a grandmaster. In this position, he played rook d1, a mysterious move. But it's a prophylactic chess move. It's a book move also. He wants to prevent c5. So he can attack this pawn and also pinning this pawn because the queen is on the way. And he's expecting probably something like c6 or rook e8 or this kind of moves. But what he did not expect was that Garry go for c5. And Engine thinks it's a dubious move. I mean, GameChess.com review is not a very deep engine, but it's one of the best moves in this position. Let's just let chess speaks for itself. White has to take because black can push, can take, so he played rook d1. As Garry himself says, when you say A, you need to continue with B. I don't know if Garry said this, but this is one of the famous quotes. dc5. So now white's rook is attacking this pawn. So what are you going to do about it? Because if you take on c5, b7 is hanging. What's this? Garry plays knight d7. And I've read somewhere that this is a novelty. Like, it has been played like this before, or maybe c5 is a novelty, but the idea to play c5 and then knight d7 is a novelty. And he just found it over the board, I guess. It's even, like, maybe Garry was very good at chess opening. Maybe he also prepared this. I don't know, but this is very strange at the age of 14 to prepare something like this. So he's basically just giving away the pawn to just gain the activity. Now you can see that bishop is active. This knight is trying to take on c5. And if white takes on d5, black is going to take on c5. And it will be a very bad position for white, because now d5 is hanging, and if you take, I will take back, and f3 is hanging also, so it's very bad. So this is what it thought. And if you take on b6, he goes knight c5. The queen should go away, and then black can take on b6, has several different options. But if white queen comes to b4, black can win the game with queen to d6. A very nice move, threatening knight to d3. And if you move the queen away, then I'll take on b6, and the queen side will fall apart. Look at how active black's pieces are. So he's starting the attack. He has this attacking mindset to just get the initiative right from the start of the game. So Magaramov was a very clever player, and he wants to have a positional advantage. So what he's done in this position, he plays pawn to c6. He's trying to gain a tempo, and he says, I'm not interested in this pawn. You need to take this. And now this pawn is weak. I can use it. White should have developed the bishop to e2. Then knight c5. Black has a very good activity. He has the IQP, isolated queen pawn, but this bishop is a monster in the game. And black has several ideas to go for, like to go for rook e8, to put the other rook on c8. Very active pieces. But Magaramov in this position makes a mistake, and he gains another tempo. Knight to d4. He just tries to attack this bishop, blockade this bishop, blockade the pawn. The best piece to put on over a pawn is a knight. Like, it's the best blockading piece. So now it's there. Bishop b7. Then he's probably thinking about putting the bishop on b5 and putting a lot of pressure in black's position. But Garry here shows his tactical skills, and he goes to a forcing line, and he uses this mistake. He takes on d4 in this position. If you take back with the pawn, then black just goes queen g5. Look at this move, preventing bishop to e2 because g2 is hanging, and after that rook to e8, and it's over. So you cannot play like this. In the game, white takes on d4 and says, what's wrong about this? Now this pawn is very weak. Bishop e2 castle, I just win the game. If he reaches this 2 move, he will win the game. But Garry just plays knight c5. And after queen d1, this is his idea. Knight to e6, dancing with the knight. And now the rook has to move because I'm going to take it. White goes back, and he's just hoping for one move, like something like bishop b5 or something to happen, but Garry does not allow him, and he opens up the game with pawn to d4. Attacking the knight, he's trying to move away the queen, so he's not interested. He gave a pawn with c5 in the opening. White accepted and then give it back, says, no, I'm not interested. But Garry says, you know what, you need to take this pawn. I want to give you a pawn. He was playing like this, and I want to give you a pawn. You need to take it. And he takes it. And now rook to e8. Knight to f4 is coming. The position is terrible. Look what happened. Like, white was supposed to get the advantage. He's a grandmaster, and he's playing against a 14-year-old, and he's trying to get positional advantage with the ideas that he played. But now it's over. The game is over. It's move number 18, and the game is almost over. I mean, white probably can still play, but he's seeing that there is knight d4, there is knight f4. What can I do about it? Let's play f3 and give this king this f2 square. Okay, on knight f4, I will go king f2. Still it's lost, but I will try to defend. But Garry in this position plays a brilliant move and sacrifices bishop on f3. He wants everything. Like, knight f4 is winning, but look how he plays and how he wins this game. If you are not impressed till now, just watch, just see what happens from now on. Like, many players will win this game, but look how Garry wins it. After gf3, he gives a check. Rook to f2, sure, should do so. Knight takes d4. Knight f4 was also good, but he's trying to give a check on f3. Both are pinned, so you cannot move any one of them, so you need to go here. Queen to h3 check. look, his opponent is forced to do everything. Like he doesn't have any choice to play anything. Rook to g2. Okay, rook d8 is winning, but he goes knight h4. I'm going to take this. How are you going to defend it? You have to defend it. Rook d1. I'm attacking your queen. How are you going to respond? I don't know where he goes. He should have tried. Okay, maybe queen here to go to g4 was the best try, but now he wants to come to g3. Okay, he wants to come to g3. And the queen is protecting here, has an eye on this knight. So he wants to come to g3 and force the trade of queens. And Garry puts the rook on d3. He cannot take because of rook takes, knight takes g2, and then queen takes g2. White says, okay, I'll just play queen here. I'm trying to take here. But Garry puts the knight on f3. And if you take on d3, there is knight takes h2 checkmate. Wow. His opponent, there is knight h2 coming. His opponent plays rook h1. Garry says, okay, let's slide the rook. Now he wanted to take maybe, so I will not allow you. He comes back. And here, Garry Kasparov, he can finish these games in several ways. Maybe some players will go for knight h2, I don't know, with many different knight g1 maybe wins. But he plays king to h8. This is the signature of Garry. Later on, I will show you other games that he also, before finishing off his opponent, he puts his king in safety and then goes for the kill. Now, in any situation you want to take on g7, we check, it's not possible. But I didn't want it to take on g7. What are you doing? I'm just shuffling my rook. And when you're expecting for black to finish on this side and to go for crazy attack, yeah, it was Garry Kasparov. He plays pawn to b5. He threatens pawn to b4 to move away this knight and then to win this one. So what? His opponent resigned. He couldn't tolerate this torture. He couldn't. It's humiliating. Like, what are you doing? Just finish me. What is this? I mean, just finish the game. But b4? Okay, if he plays a3, he will go a5. It's in black. White has no moves. No moves. I mean, he can play queen g3, of course, but then probably just knight d2 check, winning the queen. Who cares? And then the best is queen g3 to give up the queen. That's why he resigned. This is the power of Kasparov. Let's just watch this game from the beginning. I mean, it's the beauty of chess, the way he was playing. Pawn to b6. And then queen b3, the main line. And then white, in his own thinking, thought that, okay, with rook d1, I will be able to prevent c5, but c5, take knight d6. You cannot prevent me. c6 take. Okay, white tries to get a positional advantage. Maybe we should b5, maybe we should b2. A very nice game, but knight d4. It's a good positional idea, but runs into these moves. I mean, of course, Carlsen can see this also. He will win this game, of course, also. But I have some doubts that he can win in Kasparov style. Pawn to f3, bishop f3, queen h4 check, knight d4, knight f3, queen h3, rook d8, no, knight h4, rook d8, rook to d3, knight to f3, rook to e3, king to h8, and then pawn to b5. And he was only 14, and this is not his top 10 games. Later on, I will show you games from Kasparov that they are mind-blowing. Like he done something similar to Anatoly Karpov, something similar to this to Anatoly Karpov. Karpov is, to many, is top 5 in the chess history. and he played games against Karpov, and just, I will say, the optimum, the best chess games are those games that he managed to. His game against Topalov, many know it, but he has far better games than that game. That I will try to show you. If you like it, please let me know in the comments. Should I continue this kind of games, historical chess games, but very important. I hope you learned some attack, some domination style of play, and some lines with the Queen's Gambit, and how to sacrifice, how to get the initiative, how to start the attack, and how to go for the kill like Garry Kasparov. If this is the case, please like the video, and remember always to enjoy chess and